એમ કેશ બસ બિગન હા કહી દો બધા બસ શરૂ થઈ ગયું છે એટલે બોલે નહીં કોઈ.
Just small instruction. She's already streaming the live, so we should keep our voice down right now. So that's what, because it gets feedback inside. Because this program we are streaming live all over the country. And please turn off your cell phone or put it on a silent mode. I will remind you after the program. Turn it on.
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So today we shall talk about emotional maturity. About emotional maturity. Now see, emotions have place in the mind. Emotions are found in the mind. And it is said that as the mind, so the man. As the mind, so the man. A human being is what his mind is. If the mind is beautiful, full of values and all divine qualities, then human being is also like that. And if the mind is full of all asuri sampat, that is unbecoming tendencies, say anger, greed, passion, and these kind of things, if they are in the mind, then a person is governed by those tendencies. So we can say that a human being is nothing more than what his mind is. And therefore, it becomes very important that we should make our minds beautiful. Plus, it has been very famously, the statement is very famous that mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. It is found in Vishnu Purana and some other places. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. It is mind indeed, which is the cause of a human being's liberation, elevation, or bondage. Mind is the cause for it. Either the mind can be the cause of your liberation, or if you don't work upon it, mind will become the cause of your bondage. So it becomes of utmost importance that we work with our mind. And we do not let our mind go down in the ladder of evolution. This life is very important, and whatever progress we wish to make is going to be through the mind. So the goal of life is to elevate yourself, not allow yourself to go down. Lord Krishna beautifully says this in Bhagavad Gita, Uddaret Atmana Atmanam, Natmanam Avasadayet. In 6th chapter, while talking about Dhyanam, Lord Krishna makes this beautiful statement that Uddaret Atmana Atmanam, which means you lift yourself by your mind. You lift yourself by yourself. Natmanam avasadayat. Never allow yourself to go down. That which means when he says this, that possibility is there. That possibility is there, provided we do not work with ourselves. A constant effort is required to elevate ourselves. There is no effort in going down. It happens on its own. You know, like from the top of a mountain hill, when you drop a ball, it goes down very soon. In no time, it just rolls down. But if we have to bring it up, if we have to climb, it is so difficult. So there is no time in going down. That pull of gravitation applies to us also. That pull of gravitation, which means here that the pull of the lower tendencies in the mind, which is there. Mind is made of everything. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Some may have more of Sattva, others may have Rajas, others may have Tamas. All three are there. In the mind, all three are there. But depends on which is more, which is predominant. If Sattva is predominant, then it is quite possible that Rajas may have second number, Tamas may have third number, and I am sure you know what is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Sattva is purity, placidity, and it is because of Sattva that knowledge is possible. Bhakti is possible. All the greatness that one achieves in the spiritual journey is all because of Sattva. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. Jnanam is possible, bhakti is possible when there is Sattva. That is the state of the mind. Rajas means greed, Rajas means restlessness, Rajas means activity, prodded by lots and lots of ambitions. Ambitions are not wrong, but ambitions coming from the sense of want, that I am incomplete. So all this is Rajas. Rajas will not let you sit. Rajas will be where there is Rajas. It is quite possible that that person will be selfish also. If Rajas is there, backed by Sattva, Rajas is there, but back second number is Sattva, then person will do, definitely be active, will be planning, will be doing, but all out of selflessness. Understand? Out of selflessness. Why? Because which is there behind Sattva? Rajas, Sattva being there, that selflessness will come. Which Kshatriyas, which leaders, good leaders, leaders of the society, Kshatriyas who protect dharma and society, they are, without Rajas, how will they administer? Administration and management and all that requires Rajas. But in leaders, in such people, what should be there? Equal amount of the support of Rajas, Sattva has to be there. But if behind Rajas, Tamas is there, if the second number is Tamas, Tamas means laziness. Tamas means delusion. Tamas means delusion. Mind cannot think anything properly. That is all Tamas. Pramada. Doing one thing which is not important. You do all right. But what is not to be done will be done. There is no clarity as far as priorities of life are concerned. So all this is Tamas. So behind Rajas, if there is Tamas, then if there will be nothing but stark selfishness, ego, arrogance, greed, restlessness, grabbing, all this will be there. So in short, either the person has predominance of Sattva or predominance of Rajas or predominance of Tamas. This will decide the kind of personality that a person has. Okay? So, this is what the mind is made of. Now, we have to check with ourselves as to where our mind is. What is our mind guided by? What is our mind prodded by? What is it made of? We should all know our mind and be honest with it, plus bring about the necessary change. Bring about the necessary change till the end of the life. We just cannot give up. No, this is my nature and I cannot do anything about it. Never resign. Never give up. Work until the last breath. Keep on working with because that is where the evolution lies. That is where evolution lies. That is why always look at your nature and check it, be honest with yourself and bring about the necessary changes. That is why Bhagavan, Lord Krishna says, Atmaiva hyatmano bandhuhu, Atmaiva ripuhu atmanah. Your mind is your friend and your mind is your enemy. Friends and enemies are right here. We think that they are outside. But friends and enemies, primarily speaking, are inside. It is through this mind that I look at the world. And whatever comes is also filtered by my mind. If the mind is in right state, filter will be good. What will be filtered will also be of good quality. But if there are wrong values in the mind, wrong tendencies in the mind, no self-control, then we know what can happen. So, we have to make our mind our friend. Make it the best friend. Then, everything, success of life depends upon that. So now, this is the task before us, not an ordinary task. It is a huge task. And as I said, you have to work with the mind till the end. And that is the precise purpose of life. That is the exact purpose of life, to keep on educating the mind and make it nothing but sattva, sattva and sattva. And for that, keep on rising every moment. It is not that at some time I will be able to carry out the work of elevating myself. Every moment it has to be carried out without dejection, without despair, without frustration. That no, I cannot now do it. Now in next life. Sometimes people resign. Now whatever will happen in next life. Don't give up present. What we have in our hands is present, not past. And when present is taken care of, present is handled well, future is taken care of. Future is taken care of. So, this is where maturity comes in. Maturity of the mind. Now see, maturity means very close to wisdom. You are paving the path of wisdom with the help of maturity. When the mind is not mature, wisdom is not possible. Wisdom means conquering the mind and being very well established in wisdom. That is Sthita Prajnata. You are very well established in knowledge. But that can happen when? When can that happen? First, we take the mind on the right path. Have control over mind. Mind should do, ideally speaking. Mind listens to me, not the other way around. Mind will do as I tell the mind. My say should happen and not the other way around. See, very beautifully, our teacher says, that if the dog wags the tail, it looks beautiful. When the dog, is very happy and in right mood, then he keeps on wagging the tail. It looks so beautiful. But just imagine the other way around. What? Tail wagging the dog. which means tail makes the dog move. If the dog moves the tail, it looks nice. But if the tail forces the dog to move, then dog will become a puppet. Similarly, I have to use the mind. I give orders to the mind, do this, do this, do this. And when the mind follows the command, it is beautiful. But if the mind starts ruling me, and particularly Rajasic and Tamasic mind, then the result is not good. So we have to, this is all part of maturity. Now see, maturity has two aspects. Maturity has two aspects. One is intellectual maturity and another is emotional maturity. Both are part of maturity only. But intellectual maturity means understanding very well the realities of life. When you understand the realities of life, that means your intellect is in the right place and is able to understand the fundamental realities and even empirical realities of life. This is one. Emotional maturity would be to understand the facts of life plus accepting them, would be emotional maturity. Understood? I will give you example. So first have this much clear, that intellectual maturity means understanding the realities of life. Say for instance, birth and death is the reality of life. Success and failure, reality of life. Honor, one moment honor, next moment dishonor, happiness, unhappiness, heat, cold, all these are called dvandvas. Dvandvas means pairs of opposites. They come in life. Nobody's life is free from that. These pairs of opposites, now this, now that. And this pair, that is why it is called dvandva, means totally opposite. Moment we understand honor and accept it and are enjoying it, next thing will be dishonor. Heat, then cold. So it always keeps you on your toes. But still accepting this, that in life, at some time I come, sometime I go. People also come and they go. And in between life and death, there are multiple changes coming. Constantly there are changes and major changes. When you are born, then slowly you grow. Then the pinnacle is youth. Then there is decline. And a time comes when a person departs. Understanding this at the level of intellect is one thing. But intellectual maturity, this would be intellectual maturity. But knowing this, yes, life, death is a fact of life. Failure is a fact of life. Nobody is free from that. But emotional maturity would be that to accept these realities of life gracefully and develop a comfort with it would be emotional maturity. You understand what I am saying? Accepting the facts of life and then accepting it and not complaining about it, not going with a long face every time and resigning, everybody has gone away, I'm lonely, what to do, this, that, etc. Which means I have not accepted. So, more than often, people understand the facts of life, but it is very difficult to accept them at the emotional level. People often say, I understand. I understand, but, there is this big but, which means my heart doesn't accept. I cannot do it, I cannot do anything about it, which means I have no control, and we don't have much control about what is happening. Because there is this course of life, prarabdha, what you call is prarabdha, destiny. What you confront every moment is prarabdha. What you confront before you is prarabdha, destiny. But how you respond to that, how you respond to that is decided by you. If you accept, and that is where emotional maturity comes. So, when things are happening in our life, ups and downs, constantly, sometimes it is there, not sometimes, 99% it is there. And major upheavals are there. Major changes come in life. We understand that intellectually, but when it comes to accepting them, my heart doesn't accept. And there is unhappiness inside, at the core. At the core, there is unhappiness. Person is not happy. Person is not at ease with oneself. All this calls for emotional maturity. So, what would be ideal is that both of this should meet. What? My intellectual understanding of life and facts of life plus my emotions also accepted. So head and heart, both of them merge. What is here it may be clear to some extent. But when it comes to accepting, we can't accept. Tears come, complaints come, blame game comes. And more than all this, I'm not at comfort with myself. I'm not comfortable with life. So what happens? This understanding of the intellect should come here. Because primarily a person is what his heart is. We all live at the level of emotions. So both of them have to merge. Only then and then knowledge is imbibed. When will be walking, talking knowledge? When will knowledge become a part of me? When my understanding, when will it become assimilated? When will it be called assimilation? Only when I accept it fully. There is absolutely no distance between my intelligence and my emotions. When they merge beautifully, that is called knowledge. And that everybody needs to work upon that. Say for instance, Arjuna, let us take his case. Arjuna had problems in the beginning with both. So far he has been fighting wars. There he had no problem. But today, when the war is with his own people, then he can't accept. And he is making all wrong conclusions, wrong decisions. First of all, he says, I will be killing them and they will get killed. Which means his intellectual understanding is also not correct. His intellectual understanding is also not correct. Yes, he knew that birth and death are part of life. But he has not accepted. Birth and death of others is fine. That doesn't touch us that much. But when it touches our own life, our own people, then I'm not ready to accept. I may shirk off others' death. Oh, it happens. It is a fact of life. When you go to somebody and console them, then you say, after all, masamsi jiranani, yatha vihaya. When the birth and death, these bodies are like clothes which you wear and when it becomes old you remove them. It is easy to say than accept it. It is all easier said than done because it doesn't touch me. It pertains to others. So Arjuna knew about life and death, but he did not know this part of reality, that Atma is not affected. Birth and death are of the body, but not of the Atma, not of the self. Plus, the self doesn't do anything. Self is not a doer. Self is not an enjoyer. Self doesn't do, plus nothing happens to it. No swords, none of the calamities which can come through elements of nature, none of them can touch the self. It cannot be killer, it cannot be killer, plus it cannot get killed. Self doesn't do anything. This he did not know. Plus, at emotional level also, he is not ready to accept that his people should get killed. Because my people, my teacher, my grandfather, Bhishma Pitamaha, Dronacharya, and in this war everybody is his own. Both the sides are his people and he is not ready to part with them. See, he knew this before, all this was, he knew very well before the war. This war was between brothers, cousins. This was, he was aware of it. Not that he did not know. But it is very clear that when it actually happened, the impact was different. When he actually came on the battlefield, and when he is seeing the army on both the sides, and both the sides are his own people, his big family. That time, even though he knew it intellectually, and he was working for this war, he was preparing himself for this war, all the 13 years of exile, he worked for it. But now when the war is right before him, the swords are just to be thrown, conches are already blown. Any moment the war is going to be, at that time he is now going back. Because when you see the situation right before you, the impact is altogether different. And that is what happened with Arjuna. He now says, I don't want to fight with my own people. Which means emotionally he is not ready. Even though he knows it is his duty to protect dharma, it is his duty to take up this cause for the society also. But he is not ready to give up what? His own personal emotions. This war is not a family problem. It is not a family affair. In war, family doesn't come. Oh no, my friend is on the other side, so I will not kill. This doesn't happen in war. In war, who the other side is enemy. But he was totally confused. At the level of emotions, he is confused. And therefore what happens? He cannot decide as to what he should do. Because of the confusion here, delusion here, he cannot decide which course of action he should take. He says very much in this too, Lord Krishna, Karpanya dosho pahatasvabhavaha. I am confused totally. I am not able to use my intellect as to what should I do in this situation. What is right and what is wrong? He cannot decide. Why? Because here his understanding, his emotions are clouded by I and mine. Aham esham mama ete. These are all my people. Enemies they are standing for adharma. And he is fighting for dharma. For protection of dharma, you should do anything. You are a warrior, not a brother now. You are not a son, not a student, you are a warrior. You are a warrior. You represent a dharma, but this is forgotten. So you understand, when there is emotional, when there is no clarity, what happens? You cannot, whatever you do is bound to be wrong. See, there is difference between what I like and what is right. It is quite possible that what I am supposed to be doing is not what I like, but is right. There is a difference between what I like and what is right. You understand? Right is one thing, like is another. What should I decide? What is right? This calls for emotional maturity. That I am able to keep aside my emotions, my personal likes and dislikes, my personal weaknesses, and I am able to do what I am supposed to do. What is the demand of the situation? What the situation demands from me. If I am able to give that response, that would be emotional maturity. But more often than not, we find that people fumble here. People fumble here. Why? Because this calls for a lot of work. And we cannot escape from this. Sooner or later, human being has to face this. And how do we? Because you can't escape. If you escape it in this life, in next life, it will be standing before you. And therefore, we have to take up this challenge and work for it. Lord Krishna says, "Oh Arjuna, this raga, dvesha, I, mine, I like this, I do not like this, jealousy, anger, greed, arrogance, these are all the impulses of the mind which govern me. They come without asking me. They come without asking me. They do not come by thinking, they just happen. One cannot get angry out of will. Can you get angry out of will? If I say get angry, come on, all of you get angry, then you will laugh at me. Anger happens. Jealousy happens. It doesn't wait for my invitation, doesn't wait for my orders. It just happens and takes hold of me. So when you don't accept the realities of life, when things are not going as per my wishes, then I cannot handle my mind. And the result is frustration. Result is frustration because I cannot accept what is coming in my life, what is happening to me. I cannot accept. And I cannot even control what is going to happen. What is there in the prarabdha, in the destiny for me, is going to happen. I cannot control it, but I cannot accept. So what is coming towards me is something which I do not accept, and so the result will be what? Nothing but frustration, disappointment, dislike, non-acceptance. So basically, when we are frustrated with ourselves, we get frustrated with others. The basic frustration, the basic non-acceptance is with ourselves. Ourselves means, in this situation, the way I respond I don't like. Supposing I get angry with someone because the person is not as per my expectations, is not coming across as per my expectations, and so we get angry. What is this anger? I don't like myself when I am angry. Nobody likes anger. But as I said, anger doesn't ask me. It takes hold of me. Nobody loves it. If I had control over it, I would not get angry. So but I don't like it. but still it happens. So every time it happens, I lose esteem of myself. I go down in my own esteem and I don't respect myself. And more I reject myself. More and more there is self-rejection. All this becomes the cause of unhappiness in our life. These are the causes of unhappiness because I don't like to see myself like that. I like to see myself as lovable, all accepting, accommodating, compassionate, kind, in control of situation. I like that. And I find myself the other way round because I cannot control, cannot handle my mind. That is why I get angry. But I don't like that self. So, understand, there are situations in life which are not acceptable, but we have to know this law of life. And what is that law? Whether we like it or not, this law of karma exists. Emotional maturity means acceptance. But what kind of acceptance? Gracefully accept what is happening and do what is to be done. But how can I gracefully accept? How can I accept gracefully when I understand what? That there are many things in life, that there is a prarabdha, that there is a destiny. As I said, things are coming in my life. What comes before me is my destiny. And that is the result of the past. That is the result of the past. Today I am not aware of what I did in the past. I may have consciously or unconsciously done certain things in the past. But one thing is certain, that effect cannot be without the cause. No effect is possible without the cause. I don't know what the cause is, but definitely cause is. And as they say, as we sow, so shall we reap. This is the law. We cannot defy the law. We cannot do anything about it. So, wisdom is, maturity is in accepting what is coming, but response is in my hands. You understand? In what comes, I have no say. And if I can do something, definitely do. If something is coming in your life and if you can do something about it, definitely do. But how you respond to the situation, there we have free will. We have freedom in responding, not freedom in what comes, where I am born, in which nation, to which parents, or in all these things, in most of the things, we do not have much say. But we have say in what? In how we respond. Lord Krishna is very clear cut about this. He says in 2nd chapter, Karmani evate adhikaraha. You have privilege. You have right only in action, not in the result. Which means the result comes by my laws. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Which means I am the writer of the result. And I do not do it haphazardly. Bhagavan says, I have no agenda in thirsting this result upon you. What agenda will I have? I am merely managing your actions. I am giving the result of your actions done in some past. Plus, very important thing to understand is that he is not punishing. He is not punishing. We have to learn from each and every situation. Bhagavan is the mother of mothers, father of fathers. If this Shraddha, if this trust is there, then we will be able to accept the situations in life, good or bad, and respond. Respond correctly. If we will not react, if we become unhappy with the situations, we will react. And when we react, understand we do not learn. We stop the gates to learn. Moment we reject, there is a blockage inside. These blockages are because of that. This is all pain. It is all pain, And mind has very mind and body are connected. So, work with your mind. My response is in my hands, and there I respond wisely. When what is happening is coming, okay, fine. But now, how to respond, I decide. My boss may not be kind to me, or he is what he is. I don't blame him. If I can change my job, please do that. If you want to do that, if that freedom is there, please do that. But if jobs are not available, if the situation in the market or the society is very bad, and I have a family to support and look after, what should I decide? If I'm angry, okay, I resign. But then what about the family? What about the family? Which means you respond in a responsible way. Always respond in a responsible way. Think large. Go much ahead and take decisions. Arjuna just declared, Na yotsye, I will not fight. He declared. He put down his bow and arrow. And he declared, Na yotsye, iti govindam tushnim babuva. He became quiet. But the saving grace was, even though he declared, understand this, even though he declared, I will not fight, he waited. He waited for Lord Krishna to tell him something. But Lord Krishna also kept quiet. He allowed him to speak in the first chapter, and then even though Arjuna declared, I will not fight, and he sat there, but he took out everything from his mind. He took out what was all pent up. And then he said, oh my God, Bhagavan, I don't know anything. Where is my life going? So far I have not done anything worthwhile. And then suddenly he realized the importance of life, and that he has not achieved anything. And then he asked Lord Krishna, what is the goal of life? What is really definitely good? Tell me about that. Which means he surrendered. He surrendered and became Lord Krishna's student. Which means that you guide me. Which means I'm not able to take correct decision. Please teach me. And what did Lord Krishna teach him? He taught him the facts of life, plus also how to accept the facts of life. You cannot control what is coming before you, but you have the response in your hands. Do not react. Do not be impulsive, but understand the situation and learn from it. You decide what your response is. Gracefully accept. Sometimes the blessing is open. Open blessing is there. And sometimes the blessing is in disguise. Blessing is in disguise. More often than not, blessing is in disguise. Later on you realize, that time you could not, oh my God, good, otherwise I would not have learned. Many a times you realize, yes, good that it happened. Bhagavan has his own ways of teaching. As I said in the beginning, He is never punishing. Just as mother, we know, never punishes. Even though she punishes, is she punishing? What is her intention behind punishing the child? So that he learns, so that he grows. Even when she puts the bitter medicine, when the child is small, she pushes the bitter medicine in the mouth. He is crying. The child is crying, yelling, running away, ruthlessly, ruthlessly, cruelly she will catch hold of him, open his mouth, push the spoon inside his mouth. But the child's health will be good. He realizes that had this not been done, so values when parents teach, children do not like, but later on you realize, had you not inculcated this right discipline and right values in me, I would have gone haywire. So, Bhagavan, this trust is required. This trust in Ishvara is required, that it is a blessing, maybe openly or covertly, overtly or covertly, it is a blessing. May I learn from it. Past is past. What has happened in the past is, which is what I did in the past comes before me as the present. But how I respond in the present will be my future. So in that sense, I write my destiny. Do I write or not? I write my destiny. My future is in my hands by making the correct choices in the present. And the first choice is how I respond. Even though situation is not comfortable. I will tell you a story. There was this one person, he's relocating to another place. And so he has started his business in some other place. And now business is settled well, and so his family is also coming by ship. So everybody is coming, and any moment they will be coming. So he is waiting for them. And then at one night, a messenger comes and knocks the door and says, he opens the door. So he says, what happened? So, sir, the ship which was coming with your family and your assets and everything has sunk. It has sunk. So this person replied, what? It was a shock for him. What? Next moment he said, okay, what can be done? That fellow was astonished, the messenger. So the messenger says, sir, your wife and only son are gone. Wife and only son are gone. This fellow replies, what? Next moment he said, what can I do? What can I do about it? My crying will not bring them back. They are sunk. Then that messenger said, sir, you are now, your assets, whichever, all are sunk. Ship is gone. He said, what? The fellow said, you are on the road now. You will have to start afresh. He said, what? And then next moment, next second, so what? So what? See, you understand? When he said what, it didn't mean that he didn't hear the words. It didn't mean that he was deaf. But it took him little time to assimilate. Very next moment he accepted. Not that he didn't understand what has happened in his life. The seriousness of the things which have happened, not that he was insensitive to that. He knew, but his maturity was such. What has happened? They have gone, I cannot bring them back. Crying will not bring them back. So he accepted. No stagnation in life. No blaming. No heavy heart. Just move on. Move on. Sometimes life brings so many problems. Your close people go away. We cannot accept that. And then sometimes children go away before parents. This kind of calamities come in life. It is so difficult for parents, but that is not going to bring back the child. And parents live, then afterwards, their whole life is destroyed because of not accepting this incident. Is it worthwhile? This is the prarabdha, that we come together for this much time. We were destined to come for this much time. And now his journey is on a different path. My journey is on a different path. It is like passengers coming together in a train. Some gets down at Delhi, some at other place, some at other place. Just because somebody's station has come and they've got down, I cannot get down. I have to go on until my station comes. As long as we are together, we talk in the train, people enjoy, exchange their food, talk to each other, exchange their addresses and things like that. Okay, fine. As long as we are together, the force of certain karmas have brought us together. When that is over, nobody can stop it. You have to move on. Accepting these realities here would be emotional maturity. So, we don't do it with a heavy heart, but accept it. This is the success of life. Prasada buddhi. Lord Krishna calls it prasada buddhi. Prasada buddhi means graceful acceptance. What is going? Again, this doesn't mean, okay, let things happen. We should know the difference between where I can do, where I cannot do. There are certain situations where I can do something. Supposing I come to know that I have diabetes. Okay, fine. Then, okay, diabetes, fine. No, do what is to be done. Now be aware of this and do what is to be done. Means that is in my hands. How much now should I just resign and not do anything? No. Go to doctor, consult, and whatever he suggests, accordingly I do. That is in my hands. What had to come, it was not in my hands. So I should understand between this two, that there are situations in which I can do something, and there are such situations which I cannot do. So pray to Ishvara to at least let me know about this difference in the situation. Where I cannot do anything, I accept it. Accept it gracefully. I don't stop the opportunity to grow because of that. Life is a rare thing. Life is the most coveted and priceless gift that is given. We cannot allow it to be wasted till the last moment. We have to keep on working and working and working. There is a certain reality of life that it is temporary, that it is ephemeral. Nothing is here steady. No, not a single thing is steady. Constantly it is in a state of flux. Don't expect anything stable from this. Everything is coming, remaining, going. Coming, remaining, going. Coming, remaining, going. I accept this. And in this, I have to proceed. I have to proceed. And that can happen only when my head and heart in the right place. Head and heart are in right place. This is what is emotional maturity. Wise people, so much happens in their life. Don't think that their lives were simple. Take Lord Krishna's life itself. Was it simple? By no by no standard was it simple. Constant upheavals. He was born in a jail. In prison he is born. Then brought up by foster parents. Then everything is fine in Vrindavan. He has to live. Go to Mathura. Everything is fine. He became king. His father became king. And then the Jarasanga invaded. He has to leave. Leave in such a way. Without chappals they had to run. Why? Run away from the battle. He had no problem. He ran away. Built a new city in Dwarika. So much happened in his life. So much. Okay, he is Bhagwan. Take the case of Lord Rama. Was it simple? Without any rhyme or reason, going to forest. Just because mother wants. He went. And how? Not for a day or two, or for vacation. Not for vacation. Not for retreat. 14 years of life. That too in forest. That too in the garb of a muni. Kaikai told him, take away all these good clothes. Wear the clothes of a sadhu. Put jata. Everything. Even to Sita she told like that. So there were others who said, no, you are not removing your ornaments. So what I mean is, not easy by any chance. He said that time. When Nishada is crying, Nishada and all of them are crying, he says, this is what life is. Prarabdha we cannot control. Let it come. How I respond? We have to show our maturity. And our growth is in this only. Even when Sita is kidnapped, he could not accept it easily, but did what was to be done. So, in that our maturity lies. Who knows? Bhagwan is deliberately, means he is giving the results of certain karmas now for me to learn. Who knows? We may think that why I'm praying so much to you. I'm all the time praying. Why are you giving this in my life? I'm not your bhakta. But in difficult situations only one learns. Life is a big teacher. World is a teacher. Situations are teacher provided we learn. Provided we learn. And our eyes open only then and then. If everything is hunky-dory, Maya will take hold of us. My family, my people, my this, and then gone. Attachment, and we will never open our eyes. Our eyes will never open. Who knows? Bhagwan wants us to get out. Magnam samsara varido. You are already sinking. Bhagwan in Vivek Chudamani Shankaracharya says, a human being is sinking in the ocean of this samsara. Come out. Come out. Uddare. Again, there also Shankaracharya says, Uddare. Lift yourself. Thank God that Bhagwan sends situations which help us lift ourselves, which forces us to lift ourselves. So, when we work with ourselves, do not give in to anything. Somebody is going ahead in life, fine. So what? Congratulate. Congratulate. No jealousy, no anger, everything will not be as per my expectations. Forgive, forget. So in this way, we take hold of our mind. Work with it. It is a constant battle. Kurukshetra's battle is right here. It was there, but our heart is Kurukshetra. Where Pandavas are also there, Kauravas are. And Kauravas are more. Always. Pandavas are always less. Only 5. and they have to combat with 100 plus Shakuni plus Karna. Everybody was on their side. These were 5 all alone. But they were not alone. Whose help did Arjuna ask? Krishna. He asked Bhagwan's help, and Bhagwan said, yes, I am there. Duryodhana did not choose for Bhagwan. He said, what will Bhagwan do? Bhagwan is VIP guest. And Lord Krishna said, I will not hold any weapon. I will just come and sit. So Duryodhana said, I don't want it. I want the big army. Arjuna had no hesitation in choosing Bhagwan. Why? Why? Because he knew that if Bhagwan is there, I will win the war. Bhagwan will make the difference between success and failure. He is the one. So, there are few good tendencies. But we take Bhagwan's help. Pray, oh Bhagwan, help me. Asatoma sadgamaya. From asat, take me to sat. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. From darkness, lead me to light. From mrityu, lead me to amritam. And mrityu is anger, hatred, insensitivity, jealousy, all this lower tendency, selfishness, which are there. Pramada, not doing what is to be done. So, for coming out of them, for winning over them, take Ishvara's help. Please help me. Help me, help me, help me. He is there, he is a call out and I am there. And nothing is impossible with prayer. Nothing is impossible. So pray and get emotional maturity. Get whatever right understanding here and imbibe it, accept it. Life is beautiful. Okay, so with this we conclude our talk. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Just a few instructions. Today everybody were expecting, because in our flyer we had a question.